modern day masculine man? Take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
Yo. Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday, another Ranting and Raving Wednesday. And I'm here with my host, Miss Carla, Nicole. This is our first show of the new year. It's guaranteed to be a beautiful show. We're picking back up on a topic we started off before the year ended. And I just thought was very interesting. Carla, before we get started, new year, new you, new way, new view, new you. What's going on with you in the new year?
Listen, it's been a lot, but no, just working on, I'm always working. So I've been working on my Patreon and it is doing very well over there. Building my client base and getting people to really respond well to just understanding how important choosing self-trust is. We would love to care about saying, like, we don't trust other people and we have trust issues and everything else. It's like, well, do you trust you? So I'm working over there on trusting self and self-study. So that's what I'm doing over on Patreon right now. I went live on YouTube this morning on my show, Crack of Dawn. I do like 7 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, every other Wednesday on my Coaching Matters channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
So this morning I talked about how do we get away from, patterns? Why do we keep picking the same partner, different body? Why do we keep having, these different scenarios going on and it's just over and over and over again, same stuff, different day. So I talked about, how do we break patterns? So that's what's been going on with me. What about you, sir? What you got going on, sir?
Oh, man, I'm really getting happy. I'm gearing up to make a big career move. I'm probably going to quit my job soon. I've been saving and I'm ready to start streaming this year. I want to start streaming. I'm going to start streaming Bears and Bubbles again, but I want to start streaming, like literally like the streamers do. Like, I got a celebrity friend that I talked to and he was like, yo, man, you need to stream. He was like, I get up in the morning and I look for your content. And he was like, you're very interesting, but you only make videos a couple of minutes. He was like, I want to know what you think. Like when you're chilling, he was like, I see your little girl up there. I see your wife. He was like, man, I want to get to know you. So I was like, okay, streaming. I'm going to start streaming. So I'm very excited about that. I want to do my Bears and Bubbles. The thing about Bears and Bubbles is it's a first wake up. It's like a cup of coffee in the morning. So I want to get it done early. I've done it as late as 9 a.m. before.
Okay.
And it was successful. Okay. But I feel like I wanted to start at 7. But then again, a lot of my fan base is in the Midwest. And West Coast, so they're an hour behind. So if I started at 9, I always forget. I'm always thinking about East Coast.
Right.
And most of my fan base is Midwest, Central Time, Midwest, and California time. Right. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to start it back. Even if I don't quit my job, I'll start it at 9. But if I'm looking at it like, yo, I'm reaching out on faith. I'm talking to God. I say, God, if I get this many subscribers, I'm gone. Like when I get this many subscribers, I'm gone. I'm out of there.
We'll do a branding call. There's some things I know that I think we
Yeah,
can change that thinking, but I will say this: since I have done this was my fifth episode of Crack of Dawn, and I had 153 views, but I had 12 concurrent peak people
yeah,
showed up. So that means
yeah.
they came back from watching from before. So those are the people that matter to me because I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The 12 that came back, they've been to other ones. So, yeah. So I'm
I don't
learning
think
the
people
inner workings
understand.
of YouTube. It's not
Yeah,
easy, but it's like a dynamic. It takes a while to
yeah,
get the ins and outs of it. But I'm studying, like you know me. Like once I start
yeah.
studying something, I'm gonna engineer it. You already know.
And I don't think people understand you can have a certain amount of following. Jay-Z say, they said ain't many of us. My nigga, I say less is more. Nigga, it's plenty of us. It's like people don't realize what 100 loyal followers can do for you. 100 loyal followers that are going to engage and contribute
Yes.
and buy merchandise and support you
Yes.
is way more valuable than 100,000 people that's just watching some
It's
shit.
watches. Yes.
So that's the thing with me over the years. I've been able to maintain a loyal following that watches me. Like even right now, 17 people on. And as we get back in the year, we're gonna try to promote it and rev it up a little bit more. But
Oh yeah.
people don't really realize that right now Netflix is on. Prime Video is on.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much content out here.
It
So
is.
for somebody to tune in to you live, that's a blessing.
It
That's
is.
a blessing, and it shows that you're doing well. So
Yes.
sometime I think my guy said the streets need bears and bubbles. Yes, sir. Sometimes I think we sell ourselves short and don't realize how effective we are already being. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
want the
That.
numbers, we want the money, but over time that stuff gonna come. That stuff gonna come. If you got it, you got it. The
Right.
fact is that when it's time, we gonna be ready to be ready. We already got stuff out here.
They have no idea.
Having said all that, let's go ahead and get started on tonight's show. What you got for us?
So the last time we talked about the book "She's Beside Herself," which is written by me. I did an ebook to encourage women to learn about their actual age and not just their chronological age. My solar return will be Friday. I will be 53 years old.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm not celebrating it because that's nice and everything that I've been here that long. But what I want to see is, well, what's my mature age?
Mm-hmm.
So our mature age is completely different than our actual uh, age that we claim to be or whatever.
Yeah.
And when we understand how we handle our emotions, it's undeniable how the relationships we have in our life are impacted by our emotional maturity. And so, I had a client that I actually got from Patreon that took the Soul Freeze test, and the Soul Freeze test is the test
Mm-hmm.
that anyone can take, and they can take the test to see, well, what age am I really? I mean, it's fun to celebrate our birthdays, but are we really that age, or does our kids parent us, or is our man our father for real, or do girlfriends feel like I'm still the baby of the family because I don't know how to act, and they have to coach me and coach me and coach me before we get out the car to go somewhere because
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hot tempered. All of those things need to be addressed, but we never talk about it because we just assume, well, that's normal, that's just her, she's always all over the place, and we just come to accept her. It's like, yeah, but that's not acceptable in the real world. If you're out here acting a fool and you're not knowing how to manage your own emotions. Eventually, you're going to find out either you're going to end up in jail or you're going to end up hurt, battered, bruised, or murdered anymore. People don't have time for that. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it serves us well to pay attention to understanding our actual mature age.
You know, it's funny because I do the one-on-ones. I call them reflective discourse. And I was talking to a sister, and it's ironic that you're talking about the age. And I told her, I said, I think you just act like a child. And long story short, this was the situation.
I bet you that didn't sound right.
Oh, I mean, it took a minute, but once I really got her to think. Now, peep this. This was the scenario.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to my ex again. I got him in my phone as do not answer.
Hmm.
I said, if you don't want to talk to him, you should block him.
Absolutely.
But how would I know if he called me? I said, if you don't want to talk to him, why do you want to know if he called you? Well, I just want to know if he called me, because if he called me back, that'll make me feel like he regretted it or da 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 da. I said, well, why don't you just leave his name as Fred then? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Why change his name to do not answer if you're gonna talk to him again? Well, I just want to, if I see do not answer, I know it's him, and then I answer and talk to him, and I just want to get closure. I'm like, do you understand what I'm saying? You're labeling him as do not answer, but you're saying you're going to answer him. So why not just leave him as his regular name in your phone?
Right.
And she was like, well, the do not answer just lets me know that I don't want to talk to him. But if he called, I'm gonna be excited and I'm gonna talk to him. But when I see do not answer pop up, it's gonna let me know it's him. I said, but if you would have left his name as his name, it would have let you. And the more we talked, she finally realized, well, why did I change it to do not answer? I said, because you just want to feel like in your mind that you blocked him, and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that lie that you were saying. And it was so amazing. And I said, well, what were y'all anyway? She said, oh, it was complicated. I said, so that means y'all didn't ever go together. She was like, no, we went together, but it was complicated. I'm like, how is it complicated? I said, that's what people put when they not in a relationship, but they want to be in a relationship.
Right.
And then she was like, that's exactly what was going on. I said, what did you have it labeled on your social media? She was like, it's complicated. And I was like, don't you realize when you label it as it's complicated, people on the outside looking in say, oh, she got a nigga she like, but he don't want her. And she was like, that ain't what that mean. And the more we talked about it, the more she was like, wow, that means I want to be in a relationship with him and he's not with me. So I just put it's complicated because that'll make me feel better about the situation the same way the fucking do not answer make me feel. And that's when I was like, can you see how childish that is? She was like, yeah. But it's the thing that's so common amongst women.
Mm-hmm.
So many women say, I got you say this, do not answer. I've had women tell me that, I got you say that, do not answer. I said, but you answer. Well, when you answer, I get closer. I said, don't you know all men sit around and after we had a couple of drinks, we go through our phones sometime looking for something to hit that we ain't hit in a while, or just to see, shit, I'm drunk now. I told her, fuck her, I never talk to you again. Fuck you. And some says, let me hit up old Keisha just to see what she answer. See, will she answer? We're not like women. We don't have any pride when it comes to, hey, what's up? And she like, thought you said you would never call me no more. I'm like, well, but I called you. Damn, what's up with you?
Right.
And then they give right in. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's all said and done, they act tough and be like, yeah, I knew you was gonna come back around. I knew you was gonna come back around. You missed me. You missed this pussy. Da, da, da. And I'll be like, baby, I just was horny and was just calling around. Then I thought about you. Remember, I had cussed your ass out and I was drunk. And I just wanted to see would you talk to me again. And it's like this, like I said, this I would like to see what my chronological age, not my chronological age. I know that just hit me all of a sudden. It's like that age, like Shahrazad Zad Ali say, is they don't mature past 13. But I would love to see that age because
You
sometimes
got your ebook. You got your ebook, aren't you? Right? You have the audio book and you have the ebook from me, right? She's beside herself.
yeah. I think you sent me both. Yeah.
Okay, so inside the book, page 6, it shows you the different versions of self that we're supposed to develop.
Yeah.
And as we grow up as young women, um, we learn certain ways to manage emotion.
Mm-hmm.
When we first become in awareness, wanting something, we whine for it, we cry for it, we yell for it, we complain about it when we don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Then, as we get a little bit older, like between about 9 and 10, we start to not only do we complain, we pout and get attitudes. And when we pout and get attitudes, we don't normally go into a new trajectory of understanding self growth and how important it is to manage not only our emotions, but our ego. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times, we as women have egos that's way out of pocket, beyond what we claim men have.
Mm-hmm.
So, the do not answer phenomenon she got herself locked into was about her ego being stroked. Because the truth of the matter was, she had an insecurity already. She didn't really, when the man approached her, she was in shock. Normally, if a man is approaching you and you're in shock, that's normally because you don't see that you think that this man even really sees you as a potential mate for real.
Mm-hmm.
Because a woman can see. If I look at a man, I can see it's going to be a problem. Either the problem's going to be I look too good or he looks too good. And I'm not talking about just physically. I'm talking about even in the mentality, the psychology of him, just his makeup. I'm going to see him looking better than me, or he's going to see me looking better than him. But if we're pretty much both in our growth and centered in trying to build, then we won't have that discrepancy and we'll be more willing to listen and get to know each other. And then you get this evolution of vibe. But normally, what it sounds like to me is she was shocked dude even stepped.
Yeah.
So when she started saying it's complicated, that means they weren't really a match for real. And she has some insecurities of thinking that this man is even going to stay with her. And if they played together, he wasn't really going to claim her per se because she didn't see herself as enough. She didn't think she necessarily matched dude. And so men pick up very quickly if you are a woman that is not confident or don't believe you really are the one for real, and they'll play you for who you think you are.
Yeah. What's up, Carl?
Regardless of how good you look, it's just I'm talking
Yeah.
about your confidence in who you are in your being.
You know, sometimes I sit back and I see situations where I was telling the same sister, I said men love unconditionally because when we look up and see a woman we want, we don't men don't holler at women based on incentives. A
Mm-hmm.
woman meaning a woman could just be beautiful to a man. A
Right.
woman could just be so kind to a man and gentle.
Yep.
A woman can be sexy to a man.
Right.
It's the woman we see. It's the woman we want. We're
Right.
not looking at a woman like, oh, credit score, oh,
Right.
job,
Right.
oh, what I can get. And a
Right.
lot of times, whenever a person is with somebody for incentives, it really perturbs you after a while. You get
Exactly.
frustrated. You know what I'm saying? It's like the man is not getting frustrated because he might be in a situation. Hey, I want to say Mila Renee. Uh, a lot of times, you remember the movie Pretty Woman? I use that movie a lot. How this millionaire man meets this prostitute and fall in love, and he don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The man want the woman. He
Right.
want her born as she was born.
Right.
Whereas a woman, a lot of times, don't get with a man based on that man just being that man. It's like, okay, what do you bring to the table? What are the incentives you provide? And I can just see over time, you get tired of that. It's like, you ever been in a situation, and this is a personal question, where you gave a guy some, and it might have been like a little mercy, he helped you out, or he was a good dude, or whatever, and you say to yourself, and he might not be as attractive, and after a while he might try some slick shit, and you be like, I know ugly ass Fred ain't do that, and I even gave him some. It's like you more mad when you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck he think he is?
Right.
I didn't even like him like that. I just gave him some because he gave me a ride to work for while my car was broke
I
down.
gave him some sympathy
He
checks.
cool.
Is that what you're saying?
You know what I'm saying? Situations like I've been in situations in the past where, as a dude, like not being funny, slept with a fat girl because you just not felt sorry for her, but you was like, damn, she's so nice and cool. And shit, I'm gonna hit this fat chick.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
it's
give her
like,
something to remember me by.
yeah, and then she shine on you and act funny. You know, I hit this fat chick one time, and it was better. It was way better than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, everybody know fat chicks, you know, a little. But I had hit this fat chick when I was younger, and when I hit her back to hang out with her, she was like, "Oh no, I'm good. You know, I don't circle around. I just kind of one time and just to see what it was." I was mad at the motherfucker. I was like, "You fat bitch. What you mean you don't want to give me none no more?" I was mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you're doing something that you don't really want to do,
Yeah.
or you're doing something that's been incentivized,
Right.
it's like you look up one day and say, now I'm with this nigga just for money, and look at his dirty feet. It make you madder. It
Right.
make you madder. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
like I told you before, I think a lot of times when a man is approaching a woman, or even vice versa, and they really don't match. And what I mean, I'm not talking about how they look or that's minuscule. I'm not even telling you about how good the sex is. But when you really don't match each other, you notice that you end up getting easily disappointed quicker.
yeah,
But if you notice, she tried to curtail her only way to um, shed some light on her being fucked by him. She curtailed that by saying, "I'm gonna put him as do not answer," or "I'm gonna do this," or "I'm gonna say it's complicated," and she's doing all of that to save herself from getting really bruised. The whole time she's still being bruised because you're still in it too deep, and dude ain't really feeling you like that. And see, here's what's deep is she likes him more than he likes her.
yeah,
So when a dude likes you more, I'm sorry, when a dude isn't into you like that and you like him more, 9 times out of 10 the woman is going to be like, okay, and trying to call herself deceiving herself that he really kind of wants to be with her. So when he calls, she just strokes her ego and makes herself self-soothing, to claim, well, that see how do not answer called me. It's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
really?
it's funny because I'm talking to a sister now, and I was talking about traditionally the American dating scene has romanticized dating to women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all women look for that romanticism, but I think our sisters look for it a little bit more. You know what
R&B.
I mean? Like literally, like I'm talking to the sister and I'm like, why do you think dating means a man approaches you, gets your number, woos you, And his job is to make you fall in love with him. And your job is just to receive flowers, get taken out to eat, get dinners, get your car washed, get your grass cut. I said, what are you doing for him right now?
Right.
And she was like, what do you mean? I'm dating him. I said, but are y'all in a courtship? She said, yeah. I said, well, a tennis court is a back and forth. What are you doing for him? I'm dating him. I'm letting him date me. And I'm like, so you ain't trying to do nothing to earn his affection, to earn his time? Nah, I'm letting him date me. Ain't that how it go? I said, whatever happened to Betty Wright said, I was learning my man while I was earning my man. I said, you don't think this guy might be dating you and another woman, and this other woman could be washing his dishes, could be bringing him a lunch, taking his clothes to the cleaners, stopping by saying, let me clean up, or getting to know his mother and taking his mother to the grocery store. Oh, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. That's wife stuff. And I'm like, so how do you think he gonna know you wife material if you don't do wife stuff? She said, no, I'm not doing that. That's wife stuff. I said, have you had sex with him? She said, yeah. I said, oh, that's what it is. So you don't see sex as wife stuff, first of all. You see sex as just, hey, I'll fuck anybody. But to wash somebody's clothes or clean somebody's house or bring somebody some lunch, that's wife stuff. And I'm like, you're really saying that you're not wife material. Because if it's not some reciprocity going on, what do you think is happening? And guess what she said? It was such like a little girl.
What she
She
said.
said, well, what if I do all that and I don't end up in the relationship? I didn't wasted all my time and energy and I'm gonna be hurt. I said, well, what about all the stuff that he's doing to woo you and you don't accept his proposal? He'll be hurt too. She said, yeah, but that's what men's supposed to do, ain't it? I said, so what you're saying is you think this man should woo you, woo you, and court you. And if he don't get what he want out the deal, he's supposed to just walk off and live. She like, yeah. I said, so how long you been dating the guy? She like, 4-5 months. I said, so in the process of dating him, have you enjoyed yourself? Oh, yes, I'm enjoying myself. I'm loving it. One of the best times of my life. I said, so if you started washing some clothes and bringing some lunch and doing some stuff to really earn him, and it's been a great time, and y'all break up, wouldn't the experience be the thing? She still said, that's wife stuff. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing that. I couldn't get her to see that, hey, try to earn this man. Her thing was just, and I kept trying to say, now you see, that's why you know men are the prize, right? Because you are literally saying, if I'm not going to do anything to win this man over because I don't want to do wife stuff and don't be his wife.
This
So
is
you're saying, if I do something to win him over and he don't pick me, I'm
right.
gonna be mad than a motherfucker. I said, you don't see how men do that all the time? Woo women do stuff to get a woman and she don't choose him, she don't accept him.
Right. Well, and this is why I've been trying to get more women to understand the dynamics and the importance of looking at any type of relationship they're in. So, I've been doing a couple of relationship autopsies with a couple of my clients, and I'm explaining to them, well, I wasted all this time with such and such. And I said, oh, is that true? I said, that's what you're telling yourself, is that you wasted time? How much time have you wasted? Well, I wasted, we'll just say 7 years or 10 years or whatever their year dynamic is. I say, okay. Did you get any enjoyment out of that? Well, yeah, we had a good time. Okay. Did you get any children? Yes. Okay. Was there any time that you actually enjoyed each other? Was there anything that we should that you really can, when you look back on it, there was a lot of joy? And she said yes. I said, well, we're going to look at this as an investment. You said you were with him 10 years, right? She said yes. Okay. Got a son? Yes. Oh, okay. I said, looks like to me, and I'm just a coach out here doing a lot of relationship coaching. Husbands, wives, partners, all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, on average, most relationships right now in this realm of what I'm seeing are lasting about 3 years. And when I say 3 years, I'm not just talking about 3 years and done. I'm talking about 3 years and still together. 3 years and still married. 3 years and still in a relationship. But the 3-year mark is normally when the relationship starts to go on a decline. Now, when you want to evolve in love, you have to sit back and look and be like, well, wait a minute. What is my ROI? If you don't know nothing about stock, then that's going to be confusing to you. So let me fill you in for those of you that don't invest money. When you invest your time, which is the most important and most expensive thing that you can gift in a relationship, is your time. If you invest that many years, even 3 years is not just a couple minutes. That's a nice chunk of change. And your return on investment is that you had a good time, you had a child or a couple of them, you had a decent relationship, you just didn't end up being a lifelong partner, but in that realm of time, you still got a pretty decent ROI.
Mm-hmm.
And so I tell women to stop looking at wasting time when you're investing time with a lover you're in a relationship with. That is not correct. You're looking at it incorrectly. When you want to talk about being in relationship, you're relating, you're giving, you're giving and receiving, whether you want to own it or not. And we're not just talking about your body, we're talking about your time. And your time is way more expensive than your body anyway, because you're talking about, I'm giving in my time. Lifetime doesn't get you can't get that return back. So that's the time you've invested in someone in your relationship. So when we look at this, you telling me you with this man for 4 months and you've wasted time, so you're just laying there not enjoying sex and he's getting it all? You're just getting everything and having to do it, and he's just giving you all this sex and you're not enjoying it? Bullshit. You were in there enjoying it, throwing your hair back, pulling it up, doing all kinds of freaky stuff. You're having a good time in there. Stop. That's
And
not
you're having a
true.
good time on those dinners. You're
Man,
having a good time
listen.
on those date nights.
Right.
It's like, why
Exactly. So
if you
your
don't get
ROI with him is that you're having a good investment. Now,
so let me ask you something. Since it's the topic we on,
mm-hmm,
you said something that was so amazing in the book. It said when a woman stops acting, she'll really meet her true self.
yes.
Is that not one of the signs of the acting? Like this whole time, it's like, okay, I've been with this guy 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's over, it's like I wasted my
Yes.
time. Is that the
Yes.
acting that women do
Yes.
to say, I'm just disappointed because I didn't get,
Yes.
he didn't be my
Exactly.
husband?
Thank
So
you
it's so
for
it's so
reading and thank you for getting that like this.
yeah.
Yes.
So is that just a situation if I don't get my way, I have to glaze my ego with something like, okay,
So that's within
girl,
the age of 6 to 9 years old. That's the mindset.
because I see it so much, I don't think a
Right.
lot of women realize as Facebook friends, social media friends, we've been friends for years, and I've seen you with 3, 4, 5 boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you on vacations for 6 months. And then I see you say, I'm abstinent. I'm going in to heal. Okay, he didn't fucked you over. You didn't get what
Here
you
we
want.
go.
Man, ain't no good. And it's a situation where it's kind of like,
We
all
gotta
right,
we gotta buckle up.
Yeah, it's and watch you go through this cycle of
Yes.
I met somebody, I'm
Yes.
finally introducing them to my page. Now we're on here, we're dancing, we're eating out, and then all of a sudden we don't see no more pictures of them, and you quoting scriptures about God is
Don't
healing
do that.
you
Don't
and
do
taking
that.
you over the mountain, and I'm going back to myself. And it's like
Don't do
when you
that, Javon.
I mean, that's what you see. That's what you
It's
see. And
true.
when you
No,
see
it
it
is.
happen, it's like a situation where it's kind of like saying, I wasted my time with him. Okay, he could have bought when he bought you that car, you was happy. It's like that I wasted my time. Me, I didn't get him to marry me.
Right. Okay. And so let's
And
talk
then
about that.
sometime if he marry you, it's still I
I know.
wasted my time. So
Right.
let me ask you this. This is the
Okay.
question I have.
All right.
Can you see how men over time? I was talking to my wife the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and we was talking, and she was doing what women do sometimes. And I said, Chris, can you see how over time I done got this same shit from my mama, my aunts, and women my whole life? I said, can you see how over time, as a man, I would just be fucking sick of women? Like, can you see that? Because I listen at her talk about her job, and I listen to women talk. I hear women talk, and it's like women are sick of women. So it's like, can you see how somebody over time can be like, hey, everything ain't somebody doing something to you. God, everything ain't somebody doing something to you. The relationship just didn't work out.
Right.
But because it didn't work out, you have to create this story in your mind. No matter who has watched this or witnesses, you have to create this story in your mind
Yeah.
so you can feel like, well, another one bites the dust, but it ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? He played me. He wasted my time. I was like, this man was treating you like a queen. He just realized over time you're not the one for him because you wasn't reciprocating anything back.
Well, let's talk about the truth about the so-called um, marriage that people are so-called saying is the amazing thing that they want. And then once they get married, they start talking about having kids. And then
Yeah.
once they're married for so long, now we got to get excited about our silver or our 10-year anniversary. And then we got to get excited about the 25-year. Oh my God, we're silver. Now we're going to go into our gold. All of these things are stair stepping you into a place of nowhere. Marriage is not the trophy. It's not. Unfortunately, I'm going to be banned because people are no longer going to love me, but I got to give y'all the raw truth. Marriage is not all of that in a bowl of grits. When you go down that aisle and you get married and you come back y'all two go down the aisle and come back up, and then you go on that flight, and then you go on the honeymoon and you come home, guess what you're going to get? Monotony. Notice I didn't say monogamy. I said monotony. And nobody wants to talk about oh, babe, can you pick up this? Okay. What time you get home? What we're going to eat tonight? Basic stuff. It's the same basic stuff you had when you were dating. But we put marriage on a pedestal up at like this is what we're going to have versus being whole in each other and really being fulfilled in our whole relationship, that it doesn't take a title or you putting your last name on me means I'm valuable as a woman now. So this is why so many women are hurrying the man up to get married. And this is why men are like put on this hole in this fucking uh, pressure cooker, like, oh my God, I have to hurry up and ask this woman to marry me or I'm gonna lose her.
I feel that pressure. It's time for me to dip. Like literally, a man could really like a woman,
Yeah,
like her, really genuinely like her, considering it. But when
right.
she put that pressure on him, he dipped. It's like, so say for example, I was talking to a sister the other day, and she was talking about monogamy and marriage, and
Okay.
I was explaining to her. I said maybe you should reconsider uh what you view as a relationship, because marriage does not guarantee forever. It just doesn't, no matter how you cut it.
Matter of fact,
Marriage does not guarantee
chance that it
forever.
won't be forever.
Yeah, it's legally, it's a legal binding thing.
Right.
But just because you got married don't mean you're gonna stay together forever.
No.
And I was explaining to her, I said marriage has a 50% divorce rate.
Right.
Now, anything that has a 50% rate, it's not something that people should be rushing into.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
American Airlines has a 50% landing rate. Ain't nobody rushing to jump on their fucking planes.
Right.
Dr. Javon have a 50% surgery success rate. Ain't nobody rushing to jump. So if marriage has a 50% success rate, people shouldn't be rushing into it.
No.
You see what I'm saying? People, and maybe the whole institution needs to be reconsidered. Now, I'm a married man and I ain't got nothing against marriage, and I pray people get married. But I'm just talking about the desire and the unction and the shit that we do for that. I was talking to a brother the other day and he was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Me and my wife on the trail, we walking." He was like, "Man, you and your wife work out together?" I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Man, I'm trying to get my girl to work out with me. She act like she don't want to work out with me." I said, "Man, I'm gonna be real with you, honest." I said, "Man, if that woman don't go to the gym with you, she don't like you. She not your woman." He was like, "Why you say that?" I said, "Well, what do y'all do together?" "Well, we had date night." I said, "Well, the fucking puppy gonna go with you to eat and watch a movie." I said, what do she do with you besides date night?" He said, "We really don't do a lot, but watch TV." I said, "And you watching what she want to watch." So it's a situation where he was saying, "Well, why are you so absolute about this?" I said, "Well, most of the time, a sister may find it kind of hard to listen to you anyway, much less at the gym where you're gonna be working her ass out and training and make her run and asking her to work harder, give me more."
Yes.
She ain't fucking with you, bro. If she don't go to the gym with you, she ain't fucking with you like that. You know, and in certain situations, I'll never forget when me and my wife got married. We got married in Jamaica. I might have told this story before.
Right.
We got married in Jamaica, and her friends thought we were getting married a little suddenly. And my friends know me, but they kind of was like, maybe, you know. So we went down there. It's about 12 couples stayed in this nice mansion, like servants and everything. Long story short, we were out on in the pool, and I dive in the pool and I start swimming. I can swim like a fish. And you know, I said, "Chris, come jump in the water." And everybody stopped the music, like, "You asking Chris to jump in the water? Chris don't get in no water. Chris can't even stand up in the water. Chris, da-da-da." And everybody told a story of Chris being afraid of water.
Yep.
And then I just was like, "Come on, jump in the water, baby." Chris dived in the water head first and swam across the pool twice. When she came up, everybody was crying. They said, "Damn, this man done taught this woman how to swim. She really loved him. She really into him." Because Chris wouldn't get in no water for nobody. And when I first met her, I was like, "I think everybody need to learn how to swim."
Yeah,
And
I
she
don't know how
was
to swim either.
and she wouldn't even stand up in water or get in water. And I told her straight up, I said, "I don't take no woman serious that won't let me teach her how to swim. I don't take
It
you
would be
serious."
a miracle because I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, that's one of my things. But you may not know how to swim.
No.
But if I was dating you and I asked you, "Let's go swimming," and you said you didn't, and I said, "Well, I could show you." If you didn't trust me with your life, I wouldn't fuck with you. I wouldn't take you serious because number one, we getting in the pool. You ain't even trusting me with your life because you ain't finna jump in the fucking 20-foot pool. You're gonna be right here where you can trust yourself, where you can stand up.
Right.
So if you can't get over your fears for me to teach you how to swim, or for me even to get in the pool with you, then you don't respect me. You don't. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
Yeah, exactly. And people think I'm taking it to the extreme, but that's what I teach my sons. It's certain things that, of course, a woman gonna want to lay down and sleep with you if you're handsome and if you're sexy to her, and of course y'all gonna want to go on a date night.
Right.
But can y'all sit down and read a real estate book together and both of y'all get y'all real estate
Then you
license.
do what you don't want to do together. How about that?
Exactly.
You
Or
ain't
sacrifice.
or
Yeah.
sacrifice, right?
Yeah. So her friends, they cried, and that night at dinner, a couple of them, when we was having our little toast and whatnot, and it was time for them to toast, they, was so shook up they couldn't toast. And I was like, damn, you can't toast your friend at dinner, and we all having dinner. But they came up to the room, and they was like, look, we've been talking, we sorry about the toast at dinner, but we was just so fucked up because we just was like, we thought y'all was getting married too early, and we seen our friend jump in that water and know how to swim. We know for sure she loved you, and we finna lose our homegirl. I said, that's exactly what you finna lose. They knew it. They knew it. Like, wow, they finna be locked in. We finna lose our homegirl.
But why
You know
are
what
you
I'm
gonna
saying?
lose her? You should want. I don't understand that either. I always thought that was dumb. Like when someone that you're besties with gets married and she trusts this man to be with, why do you have to lose her? Why don't you gain him?
Well, this is
Why
the
don't
thing.
and then why don't you be a part of the community to keep the love affair solid? Like to me, they should be able to confide in her and you. If they see something that's not looking right, like, hey Javon, listen, I care about you, I care about Chris, and I care about the you and Chris. You are out here not looking right and not representing properly. They should be able to come to you one on one and then say, hey, we care about you, man. We want to see
Yeah.
this marriage work.
Well,
So
I
then
think
can you connect? Can you correct the thinking? Because what happens is, I always say this, when people decide to get married, a lot of times they say that dumbass shit, which is you lose them. But it always bothers me because I'm like, you don't lose them. You gain the partner they're with, and then, or the lover, their husband, the wife. You gain them because if anything happens in that love affair where it gets rocky, because you're gonna be in some turbulence in marriage. I don't give a damn what relationship you're in. You're gonna have that turbulence hit. Are you going to be someone to help level that out? Or is she going to be able to come to you and confide in you on some stuff that just didn't seem right or feel right? Or are you going to be someone that's going to be like, girl, I just come over here with me and we can get all his, like, what time does he go to work, and we can pull all your stuff out and get rid of him? And or are you going to be like, hey, I understand what you're saying, but this don't make sense. You need to go home.
Well, I think most of the times, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say most, a lot of the times, uh, women are friends based on incentives or commiserating. You know what I'm saying? So, when I was in college, we read a case study, and I told my wife this when I first met her. This is before I asked her to marry, and it happened. And you've been married before, so you can attest, is this true or not?
Mm-hmm.
It was a case study. It said when a woman get married, not her matron of honor, meaning the woman that she got that's married, her maiden of honor
Mm-hmm.
stops being her friend within the first year of that marriage.
Mm. No surprise.
You see
Because
what I'm saying?
normally that's because of the wife.
Yeah, and see, a lot of times I think it's the wife got a husband now, and girl, we don't even do Taco Tuesdays no more.
No. And if we
Girl, we
do,
don't. We girl, and girl, we don't do Friday night drinks no more.
let
Girl,
me
we
tell
we
you.
can't do the girls trip. You always up under your man. You always up under your man. And
Right.
I remember when I was dating her, it was like I was all of their boyfriend. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We would all go out, or
Right.
they would come with their dudes, or the ones that didn't have. It was like I would drop everybody off, but it's like it seemed like when we got married, it was like, damn, it was like, when I was dating, I was the guy that was cooking, and they would
Right.
get to
Right.
eat and enjoy. But I always say this, and people say I'm just over exaggerating, but I always say the easiest person to sleep with is your chick's best friend, your chick's mother, or your chick's sister. You know, it's some about women that I've encountered. And in my younger days, I would do it. I was a dirt bag. And when I say I'm a dirt bag, that's just me hyperbolizing, you
Right.
know, but what man's fantasy wouldn't be to see uh a woman he messing with sister and they look alike. He wondering if they smell alike, if they bodies look alike. So what man's fantasy wouldn't men have fantasies? We want your sister. We wonder if your mama got it. You know what I'm saying? And did you get it from your mama? So there were situations where I would say something like, "Hey, your sister looking at me, or your friend looking at me, or your
Right.
auntie, your mama looking at me," and they just so play it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And after we stop talking, or they might sometime offer it in between. It's like it's some about a woman that feel like if her man a mess with me, I'm equal to her. Not realizing that we dirtbags, we horny toes at a certain point in our life. We can't help it. That's your sister. Man, I want to know, do she smell like, do y'all bodies look alike? You see what I'm saying? So it's just some about that where I just think the level of jealousy
Mhm.
between female friends be so, you know, and I used to tell her, my homies, you know, you can hit a friend, right? And they used to be like, for real, dog. No, you bullshit, no, man. And they would always be like, man, you're tall and you're handsome. That's just
That's why
that's
you get it. That's why you get the
I'm
opportunity.
like, no, you can hit a friend, ask her. And
Right.
they would,
Right.
I hit a friend. I was like, I told you, I told you. And that's just when you're young and I guess being a womanizer and you pick up on that jealousy. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And
Of course.
so I think that's when you say, why can't I look at it like when my homeboys get settled down, I'm
Mhm.
happy for them, and I expect them not to come to the Monopoly game. I expect them not to come to the cookout, or we're going to have some drinks. I expect them to be with their wife. It's like I don't look at that as like men will make a little joke, boy, take your ass home. But we understand, like we all out drinking, and the brother say, hey man, this is my last one. I got to get home to my old lady. And the brother, man, take your bitch ass home. You know you can't stay out. But we dap him up. All right, man, be good. Tell your wife I said hi. You
Right.
know, we don't literally be like, man, why the hell you and your wife, we'll never do that no more. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
like I have a best friend. We've been friends for years, and I always say she does the pop up visits. She'll pop up on me. Like she'll hit me on a random. Hey, we want to pick you up. We want to pick you up and take you out to eat or whatever. Just check in on you or whatever. And it's oftentimes when I'm just like in honor of that. So her husband will pick me up, and she and her husband take me out together. And it's
Yeah,
like, but I don't bother them. I don't
yeah,
constantly call her and do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And her and I mean, when I was single and she was single, we were always doing stuff and stuff like that. But I'm like, it's cool because I call it the pop up visit. Okay, so
yeah,
you popping up on me today? Okay, come and get me, whatever. And it's cool because her husband I enjoy, and I don't feel like I have to water myself down in front of him. I can still
yeah,
be me.
yeah,
So it's not like I have to be like, well, I can't say what we used to do, or I can't
yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah,
that, but
yeah,
I'm just me. But her husband was cool like that even when they were dating.
yeah,
So it was like they already had that rapport, and so they welcomed he welcomed the her and I as friends, and so it was like he was just a part of her. So it was never like, well, why he got to come every time, or why is it that we can't never do nothing by ourselves or whatever, and we don't have that issue. So when they say they coming to get me, like, shoot, I'm ready because I know he likes to eat and go to nice
mm-hmm,
places, and
mm-hmm,
you know what I'm saying.
mm-hmm.
So it's cool,
Yes,
but
it's
again,
no different than my wife's friends when they were before she lost them, you know what I'm saying? Or even
right.
her gay male friend, and and
Oh,
he would come over. I was like, y'all hang out. I ain't hanging out with y'all. And she was like, you don't like him? I'm like, it's not that I don't like him. What I'm gonna do with you and your gay male friend? What the fuck I'm gonna talk about with y'all?
no,
But
sweetheart,
it would be situations where it's like
that's hilarious.
when it's all said and done, it's like, as a man, I'm like, okay, I want you to have fun with your friends. I don't want to take you from your friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I've noticed even with my wife in situations and messing with women in the past, it's like, as a man, the woman be like, fuck them friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Chris, what's up with your homegirls? They going to do this, the thing, they doing the breast cancer walk and this. Well, she did that, but you know what I'm saying? I guess it's like, hey, I got what I've been looking for. I got what I've been wanting, and I'm good. Fuck them friends. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you, that's what I said earlier, is when you're in a relationship, the most qualifying, most beautiful thing you can ever have is time with each other. And that is the highest, most valuable thing. Not your house, not your cars, not the vacations. It's the time.
Yeah.
Because when you go in the history of the love affair you had with your wife, you don't sit there and talk about all this vacation, that vacation, and remember this vacation. Yeah, those are sweet memories. But you remember the time. I don't know how many times we've been on the show and you talk about how you love watching her be a mother.
Yeah.
That's time.
Yeah.
That's not about, well, we went over here and did this and she picked this and did that. It's not that. It's the time. It's the space and time and the investment. And what did you get in the ROI by seeing your wife evolve into the mother she is? You got a more richer woman, because a maternal woman is welcoming to a man. 9 times out of 10, if a woman is denying doing any type of wifely duties to a man she claims she enjoys and wants to do it, she's waiting on that ring. But once she gets it, all that loving affection is going to start to deplete out the door. And then once they go down the aisle, then it's done. Then I don't feel like it tonight. I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, you know, my granddaddy used to always say when I was growing up, he was like, just pray that she stay the same. He said, she gonna want you to change, but you better pray that she stay the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like women can get with a fucking janitor and want them to be a fucking airplane pilot next week. And then if they get with the airplane pilot or the lawyer, she said, well, he's been a lawyer. He made good money, but it's boring. It's like your ass to get left for being broke without a job, or your ass to get left for having a job, making a lot of money.
Yeah, because I tell you all the time, it's not, most women leave a man not for what he did, it's for what he didn't do.
Yeah. And you said something that kind of sums it up before we get out of here. One time you was door dashing and the guy was helping you bring the food in, and the wife was just mad because he was opening the door for the fucking DoorDasher. Like, you know, a man, hey, come on in, Miss Lady. You know, I always say Miss Lady. That's my way. That's like a term of endearment to me.
Right.
I say, hey, what's up, Miss Lady? Come on in. I got that for you, Miss Lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't imagine, you know, when I'm saying Miss Lady, Chris know that I'm damn near flirting. That Miss Lady, that's saying I think you're pretty. I don't call everybody Miss Lady.
Right.
Everybody, somebody, hey sister, let me get that dough for you, sister.
Right.
But if I say, I got that for you, Miss Lady, that means I think you're attractive. Right. You know, so it may be times that I've had to help people, and Chris is smiling, and you know, and I'm Miss Lady, and she's smiling, and the woman is like, thank you so much. Thank you, sweetheart. You're so nice for letting your husband help me. Right. Then when we get in the car, Chris be like, you and that Miss Lady shit. But at the time, she don't stand there like, don't help her get that off the counter.
Yeah, but again, Chris knows in the back of her mind, she knows that you two have a dedication to each other. So it's more that she knows that that's your flirtation thing, but the woman don't know.
Yeah.
You and her have that inside back and forth. But what's funny about that is that's what the true intimacy is. You're digging her, okay, whatever. But you're not like, yeah, I would, It's
like on the movie Life. He said, you can't just walk up to her, stick your dick in her.
Exactly.
He said, that girl got game.
But again, that's what I mean. Like if if a man is, but then I've actually had situations where I've been struggling to get something, and the wife will say, "Babe, go help her. You see, she's needing help. Go help her." Now, those women are really secure in their relationship, and you could tell that man's not uneasy to help me. He's like, "Oh my God, I
Yeah.
didn't see it, or I didn't catch you, or I'm my bad. What do you need?" So you can tell the harmony in love affairs. But again, like I say all the time, when you really want to be in a love affair and you really want it to evolve into something, you have to pay attention to the fact that sometimes in relationships, we're not mindful of what each other needs.
Yeah, because I got a partner, and I just be always be telling him, man, you know, his lady, we tight. And
Mm-hmm.
I just be like, trying to explain to him, she mentioned getting a new BBL at 50 some years old. And I said, man, what you think this woman want a new body for? You don't think she gonna want somebody to test that out or see it? And he was like, well, man, you my friend and I come to you, but it just seemed like you just so against my woman. You so against my woman. I said, nah, man, I'm a man. I'm watching how this woman treats you. I'm like, I'm not telling you to leave her. I'm just telling you when you come at me, it be shit that I be like, that's some bullshit. So long story short, he is joining the Kingdom Hall. He wants to be a Jehovah Witness. He been studying with the Jehovah Witness damn near 2 years. And she won't go with him.
Okay.
And now I'm leaving her, damn it. She ain't in line with God and all this shit about God.
Okay.
But he was like, what you think about that? I say, yeah. I said, well, if you found your spiritual calling and you want to be a Jehovah Witness, I said, now you can't necessarily make your wife turn her back on her God for you, but I would think that she would come to the Kingdom Hall, which is just to see what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? But she won't go with him. I said, now you want to leave her because she won't come to the Kingdom Hall with you. You know what I'm saying? And he just like, why he can't understand. And I was like, bro, because she never liked you, bro. Like a lot of times, that's what I was saying earlier about reevaluating marriage with a 50% success rate.
Right.
A lot of men fall victim. A lot of men are falling victim because this woman just wants to be married. You
It's
know what
all
I'm
about the
saying?
marriage. Yes.
Yeah, it's all about the
And
marriage.
the ring. The ring is the most
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yep, it's all about the marriage and the ring. And that was a study I read the other day. It said the bigger the ring, the shorter the marriage, the bigger the wedding, the shorter the marriage.
Everything is on
That's
point. I
crazy.
mean, everything you're saying is facts, but I keep telling you, if you don't enjoy the monotony and the boredom and the back and forth and the sacrificing and oh, I gotta go here and do this and do that. If you don't like doing that now, going down the aisle isn't going to change that monotony.
Mhm.
Sometimes it'll be worse. There may be
Yeah,
times where you have, well, you went through pregnancy, you went through challenges with you and your wife, so it's not roses and daffodils every day. That stuff is going to have all kinds of different challenges and changes go on.
yeah,
So my thing is, we have to get beside ourselves because we want a certain thing, but we don't even know what that thing is. We've
yeah,
just been conditioned since young to want to be a Barbie, to want to be Cinderella, to want to be kissed and woke up by like Snow White. We've been taught this shit since little that we're going to have so much amazement in marriage, and it's bullshit. That's not true. What we end up
yeah,
getting is a relationship. Now, what we'll get in the relationship is dependent upon how much we love ourselves. And if we
that's
really
true.
don't have a harmony with each other, when you got peanut butter and jelly days, or you ain't got enough to who's gonna get this gas because we only got $10 to last us till Friday,
Yeah,
then we'll see how much you think it's okay then.
yeah. I always say I got a saying before we get out of here. If you ain't ready to be bored together, you ain't ready to get married. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be bored together,
That's
you ain't
right.
ready to get married. Well, there it is, and there it was, another episode of Ranting and Raving Wednesdays with my coach Carla and Nicole. Carla, tell them where they can find you at and what you got going on before we get out of here.
You can see me on Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/C with another C, ARLA, Nicole, at patreon.com. You can also contact me on Facebook under Carla Nicole Willis. We have our own page, Ranting and Raving, so be sure to like our page. We got it on YouTube, Ranting and Raving podcast on YouTube. And then you can find me on Coaching Matters on YouTube also. Hope to see you guys there. You can also hit me on this phone number, 8445-WISDOM, if you need coaching concerns. You want to find out your actual age instead of your instead of your chronological age. Find out what your actual age is. It's important to know like where you really are as far as your maturity. I'm really saving you a lot just to know that much.
Yeah, well, there it is. Y'all check that out because I remember in grad school, well, now maybe undergrad, they talked about the stage of development in childhood. And now they got this new stage that they never had before. It's called emerging adulthood. And a lot of us haven't hit that. A lot of us suffer from arrested development. And I'm curious to see my baby age. That's what I'm gonna call it. My baby age.
Well, you need to take the test, the soul free.
I will.
Yes, thank you guys. Good night, guys.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.